Today's AskReddit post. Introverted guys, how did you meet your girlfriend? Oh boy, this is gonna be a good one. Let's get started. At work. Helps when you see the same people day after day. Yep. Same here. We talked a lot. Became friends. Got closer. Etc. Together 20 years. Married 12. I'm a lucky Methodica. Both at the salary cap and maximumed out on vacation days. She claimed me as hers, and I kind of just went along with it. Same after we had been friendly for a couple weeks of hanging out. She says you are going to be my boyfriend. 17 years and 3 kids later. I trained her at work doing patient transfer. Even if you're introverted, 12-hour shifts in a pair for 5 days is a good way to get to know each other. That's how I got to know some of my best friends. It doesn't matter how introverted you are. You're gonna become good friends with someone when you're the only people working for long periods. Yeah, right, joke that I can't believe my insistent rambling of stand-up bits and dad jokes lead to being engaged 3 years later. Obviously she has terrible taste. My fiancé is super introverted, but his parents are extroverts, and I work with them both. The first thing out of his mom's mouth was, "You should meet my son. He's cute." He came to our site for lunch with them every Wednesday and they invited me weekly for a month, and he would just sit there while the three of us talked. Then finally one day I was telling his dad I was going to trivia with my friends, and he said his son would love to go. And I remember saying, "Oh really?" He would. But he came. So that was over 5 years ago and now we're getting hitched. Parents ducking did him a solid there. Met her on a ski lift. We were both singles. Got to talking. I was a local and she wasn't, so I offered to show her some cool runs. That was 3 years ago. God, I'm jealous. That's such a meet cute. World of Warcraft. Yes, really. You lucky man. 3. There was a lot of luck involved. I quit the game 3/4 of the way through Wrath and lost touch with 99% of my game friends. Fast forward many years later, and a tea company we all used to order from retweeted someone, and I recognized their name from the game. Sent them a message. Somehow turned into being married 7 years now. My ADHD girlfriend basically adopted me. This cracked me up. Same. Actually chuckled. She poked me in class. We met while playing WoW as teenagers 17 years ago. Wow. My extroverted friend invited me over to his house, but also invited her and her extroverted friend over without telling me. God, I hate when they do that. She walked up to me at a Halloween dance put on as a joint venture between our university anime club and the alternative religion kids. She walked up to me and opened the conversation with, "You're cute. We are gonna dance now." That will be 20 years ago on October 23rd. I only remember the exact date because I researched it and had the star pattern overhead that night etched into the box for the ring I proposed with. Close bracket. Bro actually won the lottery. Congratulations. Man. I hope I have that one day. She's kind of a badass. It works out well. Kind of a back of house and front of house dynamic. Met her at the gym. We met. She suddenly started showing up right around the same time to do cardio with me because it makes the time go by faster. After several weeks of this, she finally said, "Are you gonna ask me out or what?" And we've been married for going on 30 years. I'd be single to this day had she not made that comment. Amazing how many of these stories where the girl made the first move, lol. Ordering drinks at a bar. I specifically wanted something blue. She was behind me and said like a Romulan ale. Spent the rest of the night nerding out about Star Trek. By absolute pure chance, it happened she didn't like the English teacher we had been assigned. Me neither. It was the first day we had classes there, but individually she had been our teacher before, and we both hadn't liked her style. So my then GF was sitting behind me, and without knowing me, told me, "Sorry, Would you help me to go to the principal's office to ask for a teacher's change? And I said of course. Ha 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 ha. That's how we met. She, wife now, pestered me over the internet until I agreed to go to local pier with her. At first I thought she was a catfish after something cause she 1. Contacted me first, 2. Was hot in the pictures she showed me, and 3. Was insistent on meeting in person ASAP after only talking for a few days. All of this to be friends. At first she only ever talked about wanting to find a friend. Haha, she knew exactly what she was doing the whole time. We were at a party around November. My group full of extroverts that adopted me made me go after a long time of non-stopping telling me to go with them. I accept. Now I'm not fond of going into parties or events like that, but what's I was supposed to do if they didn't stop annoying me to go? Okay, let's continue. And after 10 to 15 minutes of shyfully following them around the place, I sit in a nearby tree and then I see her. One of the group saw the opportunity and made us present. It turns out she is also an introvert and has the same history as why is she their same friends and all. And after some minutes we lock eyes and we both made click at first sight. After that we both split from the group and went on our own adventure around. We literally spent the whole time together without leaving each other's side, not even for one moment. I never meet a person this perfect. I love her so much. She got me out of a dark time. More details on how you split from the groups please. Made a very clumsy dating profile. She liked my pics, not only because of my face, but also because I didn't shy away from showing some hobbies. She read my poor, tactless text and thought, this is either a dumb jerk, or he's autistic. Combined with the pictures, I'd say autistic and nerdy, could be my type. Now we are married with our own property, 2 doggies and expecting a baby. Riz M with the backquotism. Dude is probably good looking. Of the 3 major relationships, ex-wife, through work hearing me randomly talk of X-Files, and so garnered her interest. X1, through a tiny friend group, where she came to know of our shared love of all things geeky. X2, via a gaming forum where I'd poured my heart out about how X1 had screwed me over. She slid into the DMs. We were together for 9 years. Now I've been single for 4 years, and I'm convinced that's how it's seemingly going to remain as my introversion has possibly become impossibly introverted. Curious. What happened with wife? Her friends. We all worked together. They are less introverted than she is. She flirted some, but I'm oblivious. Her flirts were casual and something she also did with her friends, and others were subtle. She didn't suffer long though, because her friend helped me along. Quiz night in the pub. She was impressed by the size of my intellect. I was impressed by the capacity of her drinking. It's been 30 years next month. 30 years means that she was impressed with the size of other things as well, lol. The heart. I pretended that I'm not introvert and flirted my way via chat. My BF did that, lol. I started working out and doing cosplays alone. 6 months after that I got the courage to go to a Comic-Con with my cosplay. Took a photo in the event. She found my post and liked it. She DM'd me saying she found me cute. We started talking, and like a month later we started dating. Wow, that's pretty cool. How long has it been? In August we are going to celebrate our 5th anniversary. We worked together. She broke up with her boyfriend of 3 years. My introvert brain said waiting 6 months before asking her out was the right thing to do. 2 months in, we both close our store and both end up at the same gas station filling up after work. She sees me at the next pump and goes, hey, are you ever going to ask me out? I like you, and I feel like you like me. Apostrophe. 19 years together. 15 married in April. She saw me playing Blue Tower Defense in the library and wanted me to teach her. I called her my Padawan, and she told me she loved Star Wars. Went pretty well from there. 2 kids and a dog later, she's still my Padawan, but it means something else now. This has to be the biggest win in humanity. Thanks, babe. Internet forum about ad symptoms. So we stumbled in each other and then we are married 4 years now. That's incredible OMG. The incredible thing to me is that we don't experience the drama that other couples experience when they do things like forgetting important dates or arguing over stupid things. D. Average Reddit story. I was approached by her. We smashed and now we are happily married with 10 kids. FR. I'm too scared to talk to girls. We met at uni on more or less the same degree course, compsci/comping, 28 years ago now. Still waiting. Sum 41 moment. Good song. Tinder. Her friends kept pushing her to find someone and convinced her to make a profile. I was just bored and horny. Apparently I was the only guy she matched with who didn't immediately fetishize her race. She's Vietnamese. Sent dick pics. And actually held a conversation with her without pushing for intercourse within the first few replies. We set up a date at the local barcade and quickly discovered that we are basically the same person in two bodies. We've been together for 5.5 years. Have never once argued with each other, and are so in tune with each other that we practically read each other's minds on a regular basis. I've already got the ring picked out and ring box. She loves frogs, so I'm going to swap the traditional velvet ring box out with a cute little frog ring box I found. It's just a matter of financially affording it. I lost my job last year and fell into poor health and have been out of work since. At the current rate I'm not sure if I'm ever going to be able to afford to marry this woman. I saw her dancing her heart out in Spyro the Dragon Onishi at a music festival and thought she was super cute and loved her energy. We caught each other's eyes and I said I loved her Onishi. She lit up and said thanks. I brought extras. Do you want to borrow one? Exclamation mark. I said absolutely, so she brought me back to her friend's little camping area and handed me a Charmander Onishi to use. We spent the rest of the weekend together, and we've been basically inseparable ever since. This was 8 years ago. We have a kid and pretty dope life together. She's super outgoing, energetic, a little loud, and chaotic in an extremely charming way. I'm pretty chill, quiet, introspective, and grounded. We really round each other out in a beautiful way, and we very much appreciate one another for our differences. We're definitely a vibe. I love her dearly. Sounds like the least introverted thing ever. You all have GFs. RuneScape. And now she's my wife of 6 years and we have a daughter of 4 months. That's amazing. Hinge. Definitely. Of the 3 apps I've been on for the last 4 months, Hinge has been by far the most successful in getting dates. Now it's up to me to get past the first date. Can I ask your age range? I'm mid-30s, and it's felt like Hinge had turned to a black hole the past few years. I was at a bar, got too drunk, and fell asleep on the patio. She woke me up and asked me to dance. Sounds like a typical introverted person's night, going to a bar, getting hammered, then drunkenly falling asleep on the patio in public. Oh, I almost forgot, then dancing with a stranger upon waking up. /s. I worked up the courage to put myself out there and completely came off as an awkward dork. Turns out, that was her type. We just celebrated our 8th wedding anniversary and have 3 beautiful children. Co-workers. Saw her crying after work one day and offered a sympathetic ear if she needed to vent or cry or whatever. She texted me later that night and vented about all her family problems. That turned into us hanging out after work, and I went from being a shoulder to cry onto a shoulder to snuggle with to BF/GF and eventually married. Facebook dating. We've been seeing each other for about a month now. She's actually my first ever girlfriend at 30 years old. I've never been happier. We worked together. She left the company and a few months later we ran into each other at a housewarming party. She asked me out, and the rest is history. Been married 10 years. Why is this marked NSFW? waiting for the one introvert to chime in who first met his girlfriend at an orgy but didn't get a number, only to run into her again at a bukkake session the following weekend. Introverted does not mean socially inept. Yeah. But some introverts sometimes prefer to keep to themselves, so they end up socializing less. I'm an extrovert with lots of introverted friends and I just go adopting them LMAO. Taking applications? Moved to New York City, installed every dating app, texted probably thousands of women, and went on dozens of dates with my limited free time, until I was able to pass as a sort of normal-ish member of society. Eventually I got a girlfriend. Now it's pretty cool, because I'm still introverted, and still don't have to deal with other people in my personal life. But I also have a girlfriend. IDK, still looking for my introvert guy. I walked up to my future wife, who was talking with a group of friends. Told her I thought she was beautiful, and asked her out. Don't confuse being introverted with being shy. Chatty girls like good listeners who are not just thinking of the next thing they want to say. Online, where I'm an extrovert. My what? She's a painter, and I'm a fan of her work, but I didn't have the guts to chit chat with her online. I followed her Instagram since 2019, but we didn't talk much until 2021 because she makes ashtrays and sells them. So I thought, hey, maybe if I buy an ashtray from her she will be my friend. And holy heck, it worked. We became super close, and we got married that same year. She customers owned me at first LMAO, but now she's the mother to my beautiful daughter. She got put at my station at work, bugged me every day to talk to her by turning my machine off every time I looked away. We now have 3 kids. I didn't. Magic the Gathering Club. The dream. Bro, you actually watched the whole video. I'd give you a high five if I was a human. Make sure to click the like button and subscribe for more great content. See you next time.